To stream or not to stream? That is the question. But could there be two versions showing at the same time of Halloween Ends? Let's talk about Halloween Ends streaming on Peacock. What are you waiting for? Let's go. So I assume by now that most of you know that it was announced yesterday that Halloween Ends will be streaming on Peacock day and date with the theatrical release of the film on October 14th. The announcement was done within a video showing Jamie Lee Curtis talking about the film and how they wanted to please the fans by offering two options to watch the film. You can watch it in theaters or on Peacock streaming on the same day, October 14th, like I said. A new poster was also released, which I think is awesome. It's nice to see Michael and Laurie front and center here. And this is Michael, because look, he's missing fingers. I thought the video they made was clever because Michael was shown stalking and hiding in the background while Laurie was talking. And I say Laurie because she was in Laurie attire. So I've read reports today, though, that some are worried that certain movie chains might boycott the film because of the streaming option. They want an exclusive window for a theatrical release. But the industry is feeling that theaters will still book the film since Universal has been awesome this year and released a lot of films in theaters. One very interesting thing about the announcement was the wording by Jamie when she suggested fans could watch the film at home and in the theater.
Or, really, you could do what I would do, which is go to the theater and then rewatch it at home, and then go back to the theater and then rewatch it at home again.
Remember, the word fan is short for fanatic, and people went crazy with theories about the announcement. People are reading between every line, if not every word. Immediately after the video appeared online, I started seeing content creators make videos and people making social media posts, making the assumption that Jamie's words meant that we would possibly see two versions of the film, one at theaters and one at home. So why does she stress the point of it not being a spoiler and then going on to say, hey, see it in theaters and then at home? She even said that twice. So does your pop culture reporter, JevMan316, think that this is possible? Actually, yes. The idea isn't unprecedented. It was done back in the day with the movie Clue. Did you see that? They had multiple endings sent out to theaters so people could see different endings depending on what part of the country they were in. So after hearing all the possible scenarios that took place during the not one, not two, but three public screenings of this film, I believe everyone involved is getting a little bit nervous. I'm starting to see more and more backlash on the possibility of this Corey character being more of a focus of the film than Michael and Laurie. I also believe Laurie will probably live in the movie, and I'm starting to think maybe Michael's going to die, and fans will freak out. Watch my other videos to see my feelings on Corey in more detail. But while we're here, I want to double down on my belief that Corey will be a killer in this film. He's going to be a copycat, and he's going to be a big part of the story, larger than Michael and Allison probably. Want more proof? Check out this photo. You see Laurie? You see somebody on the floor out of focus behind her? That's Corey. It's after their struggle. I also think Laurie is concentrating by looking at the window, and she's seeing Michael after he reclaims his mask from Corey. So check out this photo. This is not Michael. This is Corey as he enters Laurie's house and goes up the steps and tries to kill her. Remember my trailer reaction video? No? Go check it out. I believe Corey is stalking Laurie at the start of the trailer. See? He's got all of his fingers. So back to that multiple versions of the movie scenario. If they do have different versions, what scenes could they change? Like I said, I feel Laurie is going to live, and Michael could possibly die. So the differences could be how they destroy Michael or kill Michael, or, wait a minute, hear me out, they could change whether Corey lives or dies. These scenarios could lead to polar opposite effects on the franchise. If Michael and Corey die and Laurie lives, this would wrap up the story arc perfectly. Laurie would have closure. No loose ends. If Michael dies and Corey lives, this could open up a whole new can of worms. Corey could come back after Laurie later, which means she replaced one killer with another one. She didn't have any closure. She's looking over her shoulder her whole life. Allison could also be a victim. He could come after her later instead. I will just repeat my feelings. We do not need this character of Corey added to the final film of a trilogy. This should be Laurie versus Michael, not Laurie and Michael planning into a Christine ripoff. Hint, hint. More about that in my next video. So what do you think? Will the film be the same version in theaters as showing on Peacock? If not, what do you think is going to happen? Put the differences you think will happen in the comments down below. Do the same thing I always ask you to do: like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the normal YouTube stuff. Get my video out there, share it. Let's start talking about Halloween Ends. I want to know your comments. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your feelings. I want to know what you think about this film and how you think it's going to end ultimately. So I appreciate your support. I appreciate you coming back. And until the next video, which I've already hinted what that'll be, this is JeffMan316, your pop culture reporter, signing out saying, you guys be safe out there.